Hey guys, what's up? Richie here, bringing you that new rich high frequency vibration into your life. 95% of the things we do in our lives are reactionary or habitual. And that's why I always say it's so critical that we look to our habits that are happening on a daily basis to ultimately transform our life. It's these habits that are so deeply ingrained in us that we don't even realize that they're habits and that we can change them if we want. Today I'm going to drop some serious knowledge on you, some real awareness going to be coming to the forefront of your mind, so I suggest you stay all the way to the end of this video. And some new perspectives on habits that I bet you've never thought of. So I'm going to list some habits for you right now, and I want you to think, what do they all have in common? And then I'm going to sort of reveal. So things like excessive eating, sipping soda, eating candy, grinding your teeth, putting pens or pencils in your mouth, excessive talking, biting your nails, taking pills, smoking cigarettes, smoking marijuana. What do those things have in common? Because they're all very different, and very much so everyone might do some of them, they may do all of them, but typically we're going to find ourselves having one of those habits in our life, and they're all orally related. They're all having to do with the mouth. And I want to tell you why that is. Because the truth of the matter is that the mouth is really where we separate humans from animals, because language comes from the mouth and expression comes from the mouth. But more so, we rely on the mouth to soothe us in so many cases. And the reason for that is because when you're born as a child, as a baby, your first habit that you ingrain is sort of breastfeeding, and very short after that it's the bottle, the soother, not surprisingly called that name, sucking your thumb. So I want you to realize that when we're babies, we actually build this into our mind, that we can get relief from anxiety, from stress through our mouth. So we'll often eat relentlessly without noticing. We're smoking cigarettes without noticing. And all the soothing comes right from the mouth. So what can we really do about that? Well, obviously awareness is the first thing. Look into your life and ask yourself, which habits of mine are orally related? And make note, because perhaps it's something you might want to get rid of, but you don't think you can. And I know I've had several of these. I used to be obsessed about candy. I used to love eating ice cubes and sipping soda, and I always chewed on my pencils. So I really suffered from this a lot, and that entire list of things that I've mentioned to you, I think I've gone through them one by one and slowly removed them from my life. And I've replaced them with a lot more positivity and better habits, such as mindful breathing, smiling, singing, saying nice things and compassionate things, kissing. There's so many more positive habits that we can build orally. And I think breathing is the number one thing I always come back to. Conscious awareness of your breath ultimately leads to a much more relaxed state, because now you're connecting with your true inner self. You're ignoring all of the craziness around you by just focusing on your breath. So perhaps next time you find yourself possibly reaching for a cigarette, reaching for a bag of chips, sipping on excessive amounts of soda, just try to come back to your breath, and become aware that there is an act of breathing in and breathing out. And I think that will not only help you reduce the amount of these bad habits, but potentially remove them completely. And actually, the fact that you've watched this video is going to give you such a head start on beating some of these, because so many people will never become aware of their habits and how they control our lives. If we can get complete control out of all our habits, we don't have to get rid of them immediately, but if we can get awareness and control over them, then that's the first step. And I think when we talk about the mouth, I want to just say that eating and what we consume is really the first step in your ultimate transformation, your ultimate awakening. Your movement from lower to higher frequency living is going to come from your mouth. I guarantee it, because the mouth is where almost 100% of our action is truly coming from. Every engagement with other people is going to be about talking and communication. Can you gain control of what goes in and what comes out of your mouth? I guarantee you're going to be on a path of great success if you can bring more awareness to this and sort of gain control of the oral area. The limbs, the arms, the eyes, the ears, they're very passive. The mouth is very active. And that's why, if you want to gain control of that 95% of your life I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it's going to come from gaining control of your mouth. And so finding ways to soothe yourself without reaching for external things is going to be the key to all that. This video is simply about awareness, and when I gained awareness about that, I really started to change my life. I lost weight. I was nicer to people with how I spoke. My meditation grew through mindful breathing. I no longer drink excessive amounts of soda, various other things. So just wanting to bring that light and awareness to you today. I hope that this video somehow serves you. If it does, give me a like. Really appreciate that. And of course, subscribes are always welcome. Namaste, everyone. See you next time.